Hello and welcome back. I hope you've all had a fantastic holidays and Happy New Year. Anyway, let's have a look at these books. Now, this one's, we didn't actually pick out this week's library reads this week. We actually picked them out just before Christmas. So before the library shut for the holidays and all that. So anyway, this is the latest library reads, if you like. Can't really say this week. But anyway, we've got The Santa Trap, Mixed Beasts, and the good old classic Goodnight Moon. Okay, ding! That is this week's picks. So let's start off with the good old classic. Okay, now this is Goodnight Moon. A lot of you have probably heard of this before because, in fact, as you can see on the cover there, this is celebrating 60 years, and it's not even that new a book, this version. So we're well over 60 years now of Goodnight Moon. Anyway, so for those of you that don't know about Goodnight Moon, it's a nice little book which basically is preparing for bedtime, where you say goodnight, looking at the different things that there are around the house. There's some rhyming there as well, with and two little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse. So you got the rhymes in there as well. Some colourful pictures, some black and white pictures. Now, this is something you don't see too often, where it's the mix of the colour and black and white on there. Actually works quite well. The kids were a little perplexed by it though. I think probably because you don't see many books for children nowadays which have colour pages and then black and white pages. So they were a little bit like, where's the colour? It's been printed wrong. It hasn't. That's the style of the book. But anyway, it gave me food for thought for thinking about different styles anyway as far as illustration and things go. So anyway, you've got this little bunny rabbit who's saying good night little house, good night mouse, good night comb, good night brush. So he's saying good night to everything in the room, and then in the end he says good night, noises everywhere, and finally goes to sleep. So good bedtime read, this one, for getting them ready to go to bed. And in fact, the fact of having the black and white pictures in there as well had that kind of calming effect on the kiddies as well. So it's a classic and not bad. So there's that one. Then we have Mixed Beasts. Now this one my two little boys particularly liked. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I know, when it's got beasts and things. But there's some really cool illustrations in this. And I hope you can see that. How much detail there is on it. Basically, these are all very weird little beasts, see, which are basically made up of two different animals put together. See, they like this one. This one made them giggle. This parrot, which, a parotta, this one. So it basically, also the names of the beasts, They mix them up together. So here you've got the camel and the elephant together to create the camelephant. And all these different ones anyway. But the illustrations are pretty awesome. I think you'll agree there. And it was nice as well because they could sort of pick through and could talk about which ones they like best. And if they could create their own mixed beast, what animals would they use and things. So it was also good for a conversation starter. The text, which is basically each of these mixed beasts, has a little poem describing it. And they all tend to be in rhyme as well. So we all like a good bit of rhyming text. So definitely thumbs up to that. So that one was pretty awesome. That was a definite win all round. That the boys really liked it. Good conversation starter, nice rhyme, excellent illustrations, very good stuff. Then, as we were in the lead up to Christmas, we decided to get a Christmas book. But seeing as we'd already read most of the classic Christmassy books at the library already, we went for the Santa Trap, which, as it says on the back here, warning, contains no peace and goodwill. Okay, so to give you an idea, basically there's this little boy and he has this dastardly plan to ruin Christmas. It's not your typical Christmas book, but basically this little boy is a bit of a spoilt brat, and even his parents are scared of him and afraid of saying no to him because of what he might end up doing. Anyway, every year Father Christmas brings him a pair of socks as his Christmas present, which he's not all that pleased about, because he always writes a letter with millions of different things on it that he wants. So he comes up with this diabolical plan to trap Santa, okay, so that he can get his, all the things that he actually asked for. So anyway, he sets up all of these traps, and then in the end he ends up setting them all off himself and creating a big old mess there. But when he finally, he's all bruised and scratched and dirty and everything after having set off all of the traps that he'd set up for Santa, and then he realises that his stocking actually has something in it. So while he's been setting off all the traps, Santa actually managed to come anyway and leave something in his stocking. So while he's trapped in his little cage here, he gets to open up his stocking, and for the first time ever, Santa had left Bradley more than one present. There was a big box of bandages, a large jar of antiseptic, and a nice new pair of socks. So there you go. See, this shows what a great guy Father Christmas is, because he left him some nice medical supplies to help cure himself after having hurt himself setting up all the traps to hurt Santa. And he even gave him his nice new pair of socks as well. So it has some nice little lessons in there about, one, being nice to people even when they're not nice to you, which for kids can be a very hard concept. Even for adults, that can be a hard concept to get their head around. But nice lesson there anyway. Also goes to show that being the bad guy doesn't pay, because the good guy is going to win in the end, which is also a nice little thing for the kiddos as well. Also, it was a nice original take for a Christmas book. Not your usual joyous Christmas book, but it was nice. It was nice. It made a difference. I have to say, after reading all the millions of Christmas tales, which were all very, very similar, about the joy of Christmas and caroling and all the rest of it, it was nice to find something a little bit different as well. So there we go. We've got the Santa's Trap, we've got Mixed Beasts, and we've got Goodnight Moon. Okay, so that is this week's library reads. All went down well in their own different ways. I think the winner of the week, though, has got to be Mixed Beasts. This is the one that caused most conversation. It's the one that the kids got most excited about whilst they were reading it. And I have to say, it's one that I liked most as well. The illustrations and things were awesome. So yes, definitely go check it out. So that's this week's picks again. There you go. Go check them out. If you've liked this week's video, then please give it a like. And don't forget to click the subscribe button as well, so you don't miss out on new uploads. Also, come on over to jolinsdell.com, because I've got loads more awesome stuff going on over there as well. And if you have any suggestions for books that we should be checking out in the future, then please leave a comment below and let us know. And you might just see us talking about them in a future Library Reads update. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Again, all the best for 2016, and I will see you next week. Bye!